And then right here, I'm just going to be hitting the top part of her quads, and then we do have the quads, if you wouldn't mind showing that anatomy, please. So right here, I'm hitting up in the vastus lateralis and the rectus femoris, all of those nice, good quad muscles. I believe this is the tensor fasciae latae, though, right here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the TFL. It's kind of where I start. Is that too deep?
No, it's wonderful.
Okay. So you were using more of the side of your foot. I'm using the ball of my foot in this position. And is that other foot on the bottom too much, too sharp?
Great.
Okay, great. Wonderful. So this is a nice little compression. I'm not really doing too much rocking in this situation because I feel it's just so tight.
I was running around at a wedding.
Haha, there you go.
Bridesmaid duties.
Woo, fun.
So very happy we're doing this today.
Yes, definitely need this after standing all day. Yes. Ooh, yeah. So now I've switched back over to where I'm using the whole arch of my foot. So it's kind of more curved and it feels a little more, not as intense.
More broad?
Yes, broad. Thank you. That's the word we use. Thank you.
It's amazing.
And I know I already hit the top part, but I found something really tight down here, so I'm kind of loosening that back up, and then I'll sway back down and just kind of pull and push and move that direction. Does that make sense? Yeah. I get a nice sigh, so I think I'm doing something correct. So I'm just very gently, slowly going a little deeper, and seeing what I can do before we go too much. And then I'm going to actually kind of curl around to where it's more on top. And then back again to where it's more on the lateral side of her leg. Ooh, yeah. And this is a really good compression to have done if you've been sitting all day, because just the quads are all lengthened all day long, but this is also good for that hamstring on the bottom to kind of get a little bit of attention as well. And go all the way down towards the knee. Just be careful when you do get closer to the knee, and like try not to put the bottom foot like up in all of that, because that can get
pinchy.
Yes, there's lots of nerves running behind there, not a lot of stuff to protect them, so just be mindful of that.
Oh, that's gold.
Yeah. And again, if you're wanting to focus on this, that's great, but if you're also wanting to do a little extra, your partner will appreciate every little bit of touch that you give. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and have you roll over onto your side. Wait, which one?
You want to do the other side?
Oh, yeah, duh. God, I'm all over the place today.
Okay.
All right. Wait.
Oh, wait.
Yes, okay. So
now there is nothing wrong with if she were to put me on the side, but sometimes the body might, like that side might be like, oh, wait. It'll maybe tighten because it's not been touched.
Yeah.
So the way the body works.
Sometimes if I do that, I will come back and do the whole sequence on the other side.
Yeah.
So if you forget,
do that.
I do that a lot.
Yeah, if you forget.
I'm very ADD, but most of my clients don't understand. They're like, oh, it just feels so good. I don't know. I didn't even notice. I'm like, thank God. Yeah, so I'm just coming back in and really compressing the forearms. I can feel they're just so tight. They've been worked, overworked, probably.
We set up the whole wedding.
Oh, yeah. And took it all down. Oh, my goodness. A little bit of pec. You want to show me the pec anatomy, please? Thank you. So I'm just in her pec insertion over here around the shoulder blade, or yeah, in the shoulder. Yeah. You can work your way towards the sternum if their pecs seem really, really tight, and hers do. If we had a lot more time, I would definitely pay a lot more attention to her pecs because it feels like she needs some desperate attention on those. Okay. Very nice. A little bit of hand. A little bit of hand. Press. There we go. All right. And then we'll come down and do a little bit of pressing on your legs. And like she was mentioning about the hip and the bony structure, I can feel it right here. So I wouldn't go above that because that's going to be hitting more in the abdominal area. And I just wouldn't mess with that on this situation and what you're doing here. So I'm just kind of coming in and using the ball of my foot to loosen up. And I'm also at the same time assessing what all is going on in here. Like, oof. Yep, that's going to be nice and tight. You take your time. Just feel around. Try not to be too sharp on your partner because they will just jump and that won't help the situation at all. All right, and then I'm going to bring this up. Oh, sorry, I didn't move your hand. I moved it in the way instead of out of the way. All right. So now again, I'm hitting the right tensor fascia lata up in here. Hip flexors a little bit too as well. If I were to come further over onto the front, I would be hitting more of her psoas, which is also something that we could address, but probably not today. Definitely not today. And then I'm just making my way down her quads. And again, we have the vastus lateralis, which is going to be on your lateral side, and the rectus femoris, and I don't remember the other two. Semiminosis and semiminosis, I don't know. I think that's them. There we go. Right there on the screen. All right. Oof. How's that there on the knee? All right. Good, good. I can feel the beginning of her bony structures of her knee, so I'm just going to kind of avoid going too far that direction. You'll definitely want to address the knees, but in this position, I just wouldn't. Do it in a different position. Oh, right there, nice and tight. Yeah. If you find a nice gnarly spot, just hang out on it for a minute, or ask your partner what they like. Or just listen to them. That also helps too. It gives away a lot. How is that bottom foot? Is it too sharp?
No, we're doing good.
Okie doke. Yes. Slowly coming out of that deep compression. Come back into another one. Very slowly in. Holding it. And you can kind of move back and forth in different directions, but I wouldn't go too much in any direction. Oof. Until you come out. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm just going to do another pass down just to see if I know it hasn't been a lot of time, but at least a little bit looser, making some progress. If you spent like maybe another 30 minutes, it would be really nice and loose.